How's it, everyone? The Apple Card has been a very controversial credit card. People have been talking about its sleek yet sturdy design in classic Apple fashion, and also questioning, is it worth it for everyday spend? And the last thing that people talk about is how great or easy it is for you to increase your credit line or credit limit for the Apple Card. And today I'll show you exactly how to request that credit line increase and also a common problem that you might encounter and also the way to solve it. The special thing about the Apple Card is that once you request a credit line increase, you'll get a response or an answer within a minute or less. Like every other credit card though, the Apple Card does give you an initial credit line when you are first approved for the card. Your application, along with all of your information, will go through some sort of algorithm or automated process to determine whether or not your application is approved or denied, and also what your credit line will be. In special cases, an underwriter might actually look over your application and decide those things for you. Some of that information is going to be your credit score, going to be your debt to income ratio, and also your income. All of those things play a factor in what your initial credit line is and also what your credit line will be further in the future. Luckily, you are not stuck with the initial credit line that the bank or credit card issuer gives you. That's why there's a process called requesting a credit line increase. Whether it's the Apple Card or some other credit card, there's usually two main ways for you to get a credit line increase. The first way is to just simply wait for them to give you that credit line increase. And the second way is to request for that credit line increase. Typically, in order to request a credit line increase, it involves calling the number on the back of your credit card or contacting the bank or the credit card issuer through your online portal. But the Apple Card doesn't have those things. Instead, let's take a look at exactly how the Apple Card does it. On the Apple support website, you will see a step-by-step list on exactly how to request a credit line increase. You simply open up the Wallet app, tap your Apple Card, find the More button in the top right-hand corner of your screen, tap the Message button, and then type something along the lines of credit line increase. You will then be given a prompt or a link to continue the process. There is some text on this page though that you do want to take into consideration. Goldman Sachs will consider your payment history with Apple Card and other credit card information to determine whether to grant any requests for credit line increases on Apple Card. This means you may need up to 6 months or more of payment history with Apple Card before Goldman Sachs can approve your request for a credit line increase. This text is important for two reasons. The first reason is because of the problem that I'll be talking about later in this video, but the second reason is because it shows you that you generally want to have the card for around 6 months or more before you want to reach out for a credit line increase. That means if you just got your Apple Card and you're looking for some sort of credit line increase, you definitely want to hold off for a few months, because if you apply or request for that credit line increase any sooner, you're probably going to get denied. That little disclaimer though is pretty standard across most credit cards. Generally speaking, you do want to have your credit card for at least 6 months or so before you request or reach out for a credit line increase. Another tip on increasing your approval odds for that credit line increase request is to make sure that you're always paying your credit card bill on time and in full. You also want to try and maintain a pretty good credit score. Of course, you always want to be doing those things, so this should be nothing new to you guys. But regarding your credit score, it does fluctuate every once in a while, so it's okay if it does go up or down. Just make sure that it's not too far off from the credit score that you had when you initially applied and got approved for that credit card. Of course, it's okay if your credit score got better, especially a lot better, from the time that you first applied and got approved, but this is more so pertaining to if your credit score dropped by a significant amount. For example, if you got approved for a 700 credit score and you now have a 500 credit score, then you may get denied for that credit line increase. Okay, I already explained to you how you could request that credit line increase for your Apple Card, but let me go ahead and show you exactly how it's done or what it looks like on my phone. Once you open up your Wallet app, find your Apple Card and tap that. Then you make your way to the top right corner of the screen again and tap those 3 dots. Next, tap on Message and a new iMessage screen will pop up. Here we type credit line increase and wait for a response shortly after. You will usually receive this message saying, okay, I could help update your income on your Apple Card account, blah, 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 and also a link that goes along with it. Go ahead and tap the link and let's see what it says. It says request limit increase, update your annual income to see if your Apple Card limit can be increased. Your credit will not be impacted by this request. That's a huge one. This information is required by our bank partner and will not be read by Apple. Okay, cool. Hit continue, and now you're gonna actually enter in your annual income. It is your estimated total income, including all sources of income, and also it does include shared income not earned by you, but that is regularly deposited into your individual or joint bank account. So go ahead and type in your annual income and click review at the top right hand corner. And here you're given one last chance to review that annual income before you hit send at the top right. You get a message saying thanks, just a moment while Goldman Sachs reviews your request. And a few seconds later, hopefully you get your credit line approved. This is by far one of the simplest and fastest experiences for a credit line, especially a credit line increase amongst all credit cards. No need to dial a phone number or even talk to anyone. You're just texting a few things and that's pretty much it. Depending on your personal information and how much it changed from the previous credit line increase or when you first got the Apple Card, you may see a credit line increase of a few $100s to a few $1,000s. It all relies on the information that you just put in and also how you have been using your Apple Card. And that brings me to a common problem that you might experience when you request a credit line increase for your Apple Card. And that problem is getting denied. The getting denied part is not the common problem, but the reason why you are getting denied is, first of all, if you request a credit line increase and you're denied, this is what it looks like. If you are denied for the credit line increase, you will receive an email explaining why. Just make sure to see that email that explains why you were denied and hopefully you can fix those problems. And you may get denied for a bunch of different reasons, but the more common reason is because you're not using your Apple credit card enough. And that's because Apple and Goldman Sachs see how much you're using your Apple Card. So if they see that you're doing just fine with the credit limit that you already have, they're not going to increase it. They want to see you using your Apple Card more and actually using up that credit card utilization, which is kind of a weird thing or concept to think about. And that's because most of the time, the general rule is to keep your credit card utilization under 30%. Your credit card utilization is your total amount of credit that you are currently using out of the total available credit limit or credit lines that you have. But for the Apple Card, they want you to use more of their card in order to get approved for a credit line increase. I have seen people suggest using 30% to upwards of 50% of their credit card utilization for just the Apple Card specifically in order to be eligible for that credit line increase. So if you are denied for this specific reason, you should just spend more on your Apple Card. With all that said and done, you can repeat this process of increasing your credit line on your Apple Card around every 6 months or so. This is due to the fact that it does not affect your credit score, whereas most other credit card companies, it does. With any credit card that you have, it's a good general idea to continue increasing your credit lines or credit limits throughout the time that you have the cards. That's because if you continue to increase your credit line while keeping your spend on your credit cards the same, your credit card utilization will continue to go down and overall your credit score will go up. Again, if you're denied for that credit line increase on your Apple Card, it's not the end of the world. It's okay, you'll be fine. Also, just continue to practice good credit card habits, such as paying your card on time and in full, and also trying to keep that credit card utilization low. Except if you're denied for not using your Apple Card, then for your Apple Card specifically, try and boost up or increase your credit card utilization. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fun rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots.